started October 1st, but the struggles of healthcare.gov has dominated the news cycle since the shutdown ended. Reports of nightmare signups, dropped connections, and overloaded servers all led to finger-pointing congressional hearings and calls for heads to roll. For a look at the coverage, whether it was fair, accurate, and even helpful, I'm joined here in Washington by Joe Concha from Mediaite, Rosie Gray from BuzzFeed, and Jamel Bouie from the Daily Beast, where I also work. Welcome all. Joe, let's start with you. You had a piece up this week really taking aim at Sebelius's attempted defense of this dysfunction with Jon Stewart, but specifically Sanjay Gupta. She's got no safe harbor here, does she?
Oh, no. And what's ironic about this is the guy who exposed Sebelius in terms of everything that's gone wrong with the website is a doctor who also is a reporter, you know, for CNN, obviously, but he's the doctor first. And what made this interview so effective, it was conversational and not confrontational. If she goes on Fox, she probably has a finger wagging at her. If she goes on MSNBC, she's probably getting a pat on the back. She goes with Sanjay Gupta. I think the White House decided on him because he was tapped to be Surgeon General in 2008, politely declined, but hey, we might get a friendly interview here. Instead, he asked questions that revealed two major things here. And one was that she knew the site wasn't ready for launch, but went ahead with it anyway. And oh, when did the president know about this? He didn't know about it until a couple of days after the launch. This was devastating stuff, and she was so lulled into having a nice conversation, I don't think she realized just how damaging this was to her and to the cause of healthcare.gov and the Affordable Care Act in general.
That's always a best practice for journalists. Get them comfortable, then you might get the truth. But Rosie, I mean, this administration has known this deadline's coming up, world's most predictable crisis, and yet they've botched it. So now all of a sudden the media's paying attention.
Right.
Is this a pile on the administration because they own it after the Republicans got the hell beaten out of them on the shutdown? Or is this really a sustained effort that we should have been paying attention to a long time ago?
Well, I think this is a deserved pile-on. I don't think that the media is piling on the administration as a reaction to piling on the congressional Republicans a couple weeks ago for the shutdown. I think it's a disastrous situation with this website, and it deserves to be covered as such. But
Jamel, you know, the whole Fire Sebelius meme was actually started by the RNC during the shutdown. They were really pushing this, and lo and behold, it has really taken root. It is snowballing to the point where that seems to be the marker of accountability. Right. Is that fair, or are we all buying into an RNC talking point that's taken on a life of its own?
I don't think it's fair. I don't think firing Sebelius actually gets you anything fixed with healthcare.gov. What will help accountability is the media focusing on the problems of the website consistently, not just the administration set a new deadline for when everything should be fixed, not just then, but continuously. This needs to be a beat for a paper or an organization, just following healthcare.gov and making sure that it is living up to its promises.
And yet, Rosie, I don't want to be the cynic here, but we don't do such a good job of covering sustained stories. Crises, we cover very well. Right. We don't cover governing so well. So given the fact that this is going to be a months-long process to fix, what do you think the media is realistically going to do in terms of keeping the focus and the administration's feet to the fire?
I think the media is going to lose interest probably in the next few weeks, or even sooner than that. I mean, a crisis situation like the shutdown, you know, that's going to get a lot of intense media coverage. This is sort of, as the website problems continue, eventually the interest in the media is going to peter out.
Well, and Joe, that doesn't necessarily serve the citizens very well. What do you think media needs to do to step up to keep the focus where it should be, covering governing and the solutions to this scandal?
Right. Well, holding people accountable, like a Jay Carney, for instance, who said he's been asked since day one, since its launch, when are the numbers going to come in for who's signed up for Obamacare? I don't want to know about page hits and 20 million. I want to know about how many people created accounts. I want to know about how many people have signed up. This is very important. 7 million people need to sign up, and 2.7 million young, healthy people need to sign up to sustain the law so it actually can feed itself. And that has been stonewalled time and again. And the White House press corps asked, and Carney is asked in every kind of form. So finally he said, in mid-November, I will get you a number. Okay. So when November 15th comes, I guess that's mid-November, if we don't see a number there, then the media has to hold the Obama administration accountable, because if you know page hits, right, and you know accounts, you probably know the number right now. It's probably because it's so low is because they don't want to reveal it at this time.
Well, and you know, false metrics is a classic way to weasel out of accountability, but that D-Day is out there, November 15th. We'll be watching.